military ethos. Yeah, you've been a libertarian your entire life, or is it one of those things where you were in a red state and you were brought up red, and what's the deal?
Yeah. Okay. So I was raised by Republicans. I'm working on my father though, because I think he's pretty libertarian. I think he's just being stubborn and won't flip
Most
for
of
me.
them are.
He's totally is. But anyway, so I was raised in a Republican family. But we weren't like super political.
Mhm.
Whenever I graduated, I was like, I'm not going to be part of the establishment. I'm going to be an independent. So I first registered as an independent. Then I was like, oh, this was a bad idea because I can't participate in anything. So, maybe I'm a Democrat. So then I registered as a Democrat. And then I was like, whoa, this isn't right. Then I went to Republican. And so I was, I wasn't politically homeless. I was kind of like I traveled the political parties, I guess you could say, trying to figure out where I fit in.
Tried to figure it out. Yeah,
yes.
Right.
And so a friend of mine actually was like, Natalie, you're really libertarian. And I said the dreaded words that so many libertarians hear, which is like, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a libertarian. And he's like, oh my gosh, no, like just look up the platform. You literally everything that comes out of your mouth aligns with that ideology. Yeah. So I finally broke down. I dug into the platform a few years ago and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, these are my people. This is really where I fit in. And so I've just kind of like went running ever since, got as involved as I could get myself, activism wise. And here I am today.
Do you find it hard with the kind of the challenge that you had as not really understanding what libertarianism is, just fighting the absolute mainstream propaganda's depiction of what libertarians are?
So not really as much of that is that, so libertarians 3-4 years ago versus libertarians now, I feel like it's very different. So when I was trying to get involved 3-4 years ago, I was almost having more issues getting involved within the party than I was having necessarily pushback from the others. I'm like, let me in, I want to do stuff. And they're like, no, this is our club and you can't come in. Kind of little pushback. But I feel like, at least especially in our state, because I've been I was born here in Oklahoma, but then I was a military brat, so I kind of moved all over the place. And then I moved back as an adult when I was 18, and I've been here ever since. But just within our state party, like our state party 4 years ago versus our state party now is night and day. Like our state party now is like amazing. They're active. We're getting, county affiliates popping up left and right. That wasn't the case 4 years ago. So I was just trying to like crave knowledge. So that was more my issue, more than necessarily fighting the other two parties.
Yeah, no, I just asked because all the time I'm, like, aren't you guys kind of liberal and kind of conservative? I'm
like, no, yeah. So no. I do get that. I actually made a TikTok jokingly about that, about how I did the whole, questions that you get as a governor or a gubernatorial candidate when you're a libertarian. And it's like, oh, so you're just a Republican that likes weed. And I'm like, no. Or, oh, you're just a Democrat that hates taxes. I'm like, no. It's much more than that.
The propaganda is good, I'll tell you, man. It sticks. It's super elite. These dumb one-liners, and they're like, "Oh, aren't you this?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's all you've ever."
It's your fault that Trump. Yeah. It's your fault that Trump lost. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go again.
Here we go.